What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back with another match preview, second one of the week. 3 points out of 6 done. It's time to collect the other 3. Will we do it? We shall see. Before I get into it, please hit a like on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and of course, drop your comments below. Nige D, straight into it. Evening, KG. Very interested in honest presser by FARKE. Just hope he didn't say too much for other coaches to hear. Yeah, we'll get into that in just a moment. Karen also echoing that. I like our no nonsense manager says what he thinks, and I like that too, people. And this is something I just want to say straight off the bat. Even I love the honesty. Even if I don't agree with it, it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the honesty. I prefer when a manager is just upfront and clearly he had this prepared. By the way, clearly he had it ready. I mean, he spoke for like 13 minutes on the subject, didn't he? So he clearly had it ready. He had it planned and was ready for this question to be asked. You know, they're not stupid. They look around, they see what people are talking about, they see what journalists are saying, and he obviously was prepared for the question. And even though I don't agree with all of it, I do appreciate a manager that sticks by the sword. It was much like with our previous coach, the last real coach that we had in Bielsa. He had his principles, and whether they were right or wrong, he stuck with them. And I do appreciate that. But you either live and you die by them. And I can, as long as managers understand that, then I'm cool with it. Absolutely cool with it. Um, yeah, listen, people, I went to see, I am struggling a bit today, as you can probably hear. But I did go and see Saw X today, and I absolutely loved that. It was a nice return to the franchise. Listen, any Saw fans out there, if you haven't seen it yet, it really feels like you're watching the one between 1 and 2. Brilliant. And I hope that when they do the next one, they carry on in this vein because it was excellent. I won't give away any spoilers, of course not. But yeah, some of the traps were lovely. Lovely. Katrina saying, I love this presser. He was fantastic. Yeah, let's get into it because I don't want to be here too long. I don't know how long I can last for. But listen, we finally get the news. Helder Costa has left the club by mutual consent. Leaving with our thanks, best wishes for the future, and knowing he's always welcome back at Elland Road. Not really into all of these little petty things. I've got to be honest with you. I think it's playing to the gallery, it's playing to the passion merchant support. I mean, who cares if he's welcome back or not? He hasn't done nothing for 2 years, and even in his last year, he was poor anyway. You know, he had a chance to get back in. I remember the game when Rafinha was out injured, and it's like, okay, Helder Costa, show us what you can do. Show us that Rafinha shouldn't be taking his spot. He was absolutely weak as hell. So yeah, it's a mutual thing. I don't dislike the guy. I know it sounds like I kind of dislike him, but yeah, good luck to Helder Costa. I kind of knew it was going to go to this kind of ground of mutual consent because no one was coming in for him. This way, it makes the interested club, when there will be clubs interested in him, it will be make it much easier for them to sign him. So wish him well. See you later. See you later. Um, Let's have a look. Miles here saying, reminded me of a cross between Jose Mourinho and Marcelo Bielsa. Great presser today. I honestly think we're in good hands. Yeah, listen, principles and everything are good. And as long as you believe in them, and a manager has to believe in their principles. And that is something that we haven't had with the last however many managers. They've literally gone with whatever the passionate fan base have said that they should go with. Whereas Daniel Farke is saying, no, listen, buddy, I know best. And I can appreciate that. I honestly can. Nate here saying in regards to Helder Costa, insane fee we paid for him. Looking back at it, yeah. Overall, for me, he just didn't impress me. And look, I could go into LUFC Data's stats for Helder Costa, but hardly anything was hitting double figures. No big chances created, goals, assists. I don't think any of them in the double figures. And for a winger in that Bielsa system in the Championship, it's terrible, terrible numbers. But listen, it is what it is with Helder Costa, just one of many other bad buys that we've had. For me, he was never what I saw at Wolves, we didn't get. Much like with Barry Douglas, where he looked like the ultimate left back. They come to Leeds United and they just stink up the joint. For me, he was just too weak. That was it for me. But yeah, Russ here saying Costa was absolutely pony. It's that simple. Yeah, yeah. Just not good enough. But I know that the thing is, I say this, but I know that some people that because he got us help get us promoted will always have a spot in their heart for him. Yeah, I don't look at football that way. I'm afraid he just wasn't good enough, and it shows with the amount of appearances he's had over the last couple of years, and the fact that no one would even buy him for cheap or get him on loan this season. Kind of tells you a story. But listen, let's move on to the presser because there's a bit to get through. Um, On Costa's departure, we were all waiting for a solution. We had open and professional talks about it. Helder is a great guy, but from both sides, it was clear we wanted to have something new. We wish him the best. Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 Farker says, and in regards to Jaden Anthony, he has an ankle problem, but he's looking better today than it was yesterday. So maybe Jaden Anthony could be a doubt for the Bristol City game. We'll have to wait and see. Shackleton is out for tomorrow, needs more assessment. Byron will be a late call, but Farker hopeful he's fine for the third game in a week. Squad are training this afternoon. Roden is fine after his knock on Wednesday. Anthony is 50-50 after he rolled his ankle. Yeah, listen, the left back one is kind of techie, and he did follow that up with let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, is he somewhere? Yeah, Farker said that if Byram isn't ready for tomorrow, he is short of options at left back with Shackleton out. Says either he'll have to switch formation or play someone out of position. If everything was so easy, it would be so boring. We're working on some options. Now, listen, I want you guys to give me some solutions here, because what I don't want to see, and I'll tell you straight now, is Strout move to left back. I don't want to see that again. Leave Strout and Roden together. Leave them in their partnership that it's blossoming. It's beautiful. We're keeping clean sheets with that partnership, with Melier looking more calm behind those two. Does he bring Yelder back into the fold? Does he bring him back in? Does he maybe even try Liam Cooper as a left back? I don't see that happening. We've already seen when Cooper comes back into the team that even Strout gets moved to right centre back. So I don't see it happening. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Mick here is saying we can't keep dominating, have so much possession, still struggle to score and win games. Something has to change. Okay, Mick, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a bit. We'll get into that just a bit. T85 saying, afternoon, KG. Managed to get a ticket to tomorrow's game earlier. We haven't lost any time. I've been to ER, so hoping for a Piroe hat trick. We'll see, man. We'll see if he leaves the center circle. I'm just joking. Just joking. Don't get your knickers in the butt twist, but people. All right. T85 saying Yoda is a poor man's Cooper. Darren played Dan James there. No, man. No. I don't like that one, Darren. I've got to say. Nate, this is a possible shout. Like to see Gruev at left back. Saying that though, when he played there internationally most recently, he looked bad. Like he was bad. Bad. But you never know. That could be an option, because Gruev, I mean, we've hardly seen him play. So maybe Gruev could be the solution at left back in regards to the championship, much different level. So we'll keep an eye out for that one. That's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on in regards to that position. Okay, right. Shall we get on to the meat and potatoes? Wait, there was something. Okay, FARKE, the game against Bristol City is crucial. We've worked so hard in recent weeks with 5 clean sheets in 6 games, and that brought us into a good position. We're in the top 6, and we want to cement this position. We need a buzz in Elland Road. I'm never addicted to a certain position after 11 games, but if we win this game, our position at the table would be pretty good. It's not important where you are after 11 games, but it would be the perfect finish before the international break. We need to be on it, and yeah, 100%. In regards to that, it's all about momentum in this league, and you've seen with Ipswich Town, Preston to a lesser extent, and of course the league leaders, Leicester City. When you've got that momentum, you almost feel unstoppable, really and truly. So it would be nice to get these two and I've called them favorable games all week long, and I will stick to it. Get 6 points out of these games. We've done the first bit. Let's do the second bit now. So, okay, let's get into the whole Piroe thing. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, FARKE on Piroe at 9 or 10. I get the feeling that in each and every press conference we're discussing this topic. I totally understand this because it's football. Everyone has their own opinion. Let's make a deal. I give you my whole thoughts, and then please don't ask again. And obviously, this is only going to be a brief summarization of it, because he did go on for like 10 plus minutes. So, if you want the full thing, go and watch the press conference. And he said, everyone who's not interested, try not to fall asleep, because it will take a little while. FARKE says he likes to play his players in their best position, but he's aware that Rutter, Piroe, Bamford would all choose to play in 9. Also said that sometimes he likes to have more than one striker or type or player of that ilk on the pitch in the same time. Um, Farker says that a player's ideal role can differ from club to club based on what club you're playing for, uh, uh, or what the system is like. He was the man at Swansea, but obviously he's not the man here. Farker said this was the bit that when I heard this, it made me go, Farker says he loves Piroe's finishing, but he wants Leeds to dominate possession, so he needs a good pressing against teams who are parking the bus. Wants someone to stretch defenses, but with all due respect to Joel's finishing, I wouldn't say his pressing is the best in the league. And that's where that's what kind of got me, because if his pressing isn't the best, you know what got into my head straight away when he said that? John Joe Shelby regarding Rodrigo when Bielsa was here. That sentence came straight away. Now, Joe Piroe, when he signed, I'm sure they would have had conversations of how he sees him playing. So he would have said, listen, at Swansea, you did this, but here I'm expecting you to do this. And there's going to be a learning curve, and that's cool. But it went straight back to that when we played Newcastle and Rodrigo's running around like a headless chicken, like he did so many times when Bielsa put him in centre mid. And John Joe Shelby's asking him, hey, Rod, why are you doing this? And Rodrigo's like, I don't know. My manager just wants me to do it. And that is what it sounded like there, because if you're saying and you're acknowledging Joel Piroe isn't the best presser, then isn't the best thing to make him just move across the box then? Isn't that the best thing and be the player further forward? That's what it says to me, because then you're just making him look the way he's looked in games where he hasn't scored. And that's very passive, very like passenger like. But look, he's got his methods, and he did go on to say say this. Let me see if Phil's got it. Yeah, Farkas says it's also unhealthy to praise, and he meant Piroe when he has good games and scores, and then say he's out of position when he doesn't. He's thinking about the team. He's not here to win the Golden Boot. I just want to be successful with the team, and I can understand that. And he also mentioned that Piroe has 4 goals in 7 games. If he carries on with his tally, happy days. And then this is where he beat his chest. And I like this. I like this when you're a manager and you believe in yourself, back yourself. I try to stay humble, but I don't overrate my position. I want to do a good job, but I've also won the league twice. I know what's necessary. Believe me, we need goals from everywhere. When it comes down to a strikers, I know my business. I know what my offensive players need. And that was the whole thing. The only thing that I look for now, people, because he's opened it up. He said it himself, and I was listening. It's not just something I've read from Phil. He says that you need goals from everywhere. That's interesting now, because we haven't had a goal from central midfield as of yet. I don't think Gray and Purdue have scored just yet. Obviously, Somerville's chipped in, Nanto's chipped in with 1. But if you're going to say we need goals from everywhere, then these goals better not dry up if you're going to keep using Piroe in the way that you're using him. And that's the thing that he's opened up now. He's opened that up, not me. That's what Daniel Farke has done. But listen, like I say, I appreciate the manager when he's so bold and believes in himself. He obviously had this on his mind and doesn't want to hear this question again, which I understand to a certain extent. But as fans, what I want to say as well, because there was somebody at the start of the chat, hopefully this stops fans from asking the question. No, we're fans. If you've got questions, if you've got queries, if you think something could be better, that's what forums like this are for. It's to give your opinion. We're not managers. We don't pick the team. We don't do anything like that. But we're fans, and we've always had an opinion. I don't think just because a manager says something that we should just go, okay. Okay. No, you can still have a different opinion, even if you don't agree. All you would just hope is that the manager is right in the long term. And that is what I hope with Daniel Farke. I really do. Let's have a look. What are people saying? Nate here saying Byram, Strauch are goal threats, honestly, from the back. Strauch is, I've always said and Nate, you know this, I've always said with Pascal, I expect Pascal to get 5 goals a season at least, maybe even more in the championship, because of the aerial dominance he has and should have in the opposing box, especially on set pieces. I expect so much of Pascal Strauch in attacking set pieces. Darren saying, I'll give him some time. Farke is a top manager at this level. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, I've got you. I'm not just saying about. I'm not just saying this is about FARKE in or out. Please don't get that confused. But what I don't like is when you have maybe a different opinion or you see something different, and just because the manager says something, it means you should just clap along like a performing seal with the manager. That just doesn't work. In that case, we should all rate Tyler Roberts the way that Bielsa did. But look at that experiment. Look what happened there. It doesn't always work like that. Rodrigo, it wasn't Bielsa that got the best of him. It was the more inept Jesse Marsh. So yes, coaches always know more, but there's different methods for different things. And as fans, you're okay to question that once in a while. Nate here saying we don't have one midfielder other than Kamara and maybe Archie that has goals in their game. Chris Kingy here is saying people are ranting and raving about the presser. I thought he came across as a know-it-all, as a know-it-all jerk. Okay, right. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, Chris. I can see how that would have come along. Um, But I think it was a nice change of pace, Chris. I will be honest, because we've seen it before with the aforementioned Jesse Marsh. He just gave in the end, didn't he? He was all about quotes. It was all about motivational things, and it's like, you're not moving me anymore, man. You've got to do more, coach, and that's what Danny Farker sounds like he's trying to do. And it may take Piroe a little while to get used to his new role in the team, but hopefully it bears long term fruits, and that's all I'll say. Um, Karen here saying, I hear what Farker is saying, but for me, I want Piroe up front in front of goal. Jack here saying, Piroe looks immobile to me. It's like he's half a second behind everyone else in attack. Um, okay. Hey, no sniping each other in the comments, man. Listen, people can have difference of opinions, man. I don't know what it is lately, man. And I've had to block somebody on social media today. You can have a difference of opinion to other people. Your No one's opinion is more valid than someone else's. I don't know why people get so uptight or offended if they don't have the same opinion as somebody else. It's football, people. It's all football. The one thing I'll always say is that everybody wants the same thing, and that is to get promoted out of this league. And that is what Daniel Farker wants as well. Farker doesn't want to be at this level. He wants to go up. And I'm sure that if there's adjustments to be made, he will do them. I'm sure he will. Um, let's have a look. Digler saying Byram's good at going forward. He should get at least 3 goals this season if he stays fit. I put Byram in the Ampadu bracket, Digler, where they like to have a shot, Digler, but they seem to go over the bar a lot. But I applaud them for trying. I applaud them for trying, but they need to get them on target first. Uh, Nige D say Farker stated in the summer a team going promotion needs at least 75 goals. Oh, yeah, he did say that. We currently have 50 more goals needed. Yeah, 100%. And he could, and the thing is, and not to keep on harping on about the QPR game, but there was a chance to really get a hatful of goals in that game, and we came out with one. So that's just the thing. But listen, we could play Bristol City tomorrow and get 3. Who knows? Who knows? Nate saying, I feel like your community is the least toxic in the lead space. Well, it's because I'm the head of it and I won't allow toxicity in it. It just won't happen. Um, you just respect people's opinions. It's as simple as that. And if you can't do it, you just moved. You know what I mean? I can't make it any clearer than that. I think my demeanor and everything else says that as well. So I don't really mind if it's the least toxic. I just want everyone to express what they want. That's something that wasn't happening before. What I noticed in other spaces, it was if you didn't agree with the majority, then everyone would just pile on you. You don't pile on anyone here. If you believe something different, go for it, man. Go for it. Um, Mad Mick here, just putting this out for discussion. What role does the weakness of the championship overall have to do with all of our clean sheets? Yeah, it is a factor, Mad Mick. You've already seen it. If we would played the way that we played against QPR, against a half decent Premier League team, we would have lost the game. 100% we would have lost the game. But you're seeing with teams that have come to Ellen Road, especially, none of them have had any interest of really doing anything but trying to steal a point. So there is massive differences, but you can only play what's in front of you. But we'll get into who should come up with us if we go up at the end of the season. Hold tight. Um, let's have a look. Russ saying, to be honest, if we win the next 10 games 1-0, I take it all day. I will take it too, Russ. 100%. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. But yeah, listen, FARKE there just putting a bow on the whole discussion. I won't expect that to be asked in the press conferences. He was asked again today about watching the loan players. I swear he was asked this 2 weeks ago. He was asked about watching loan players and do any of them have a future. Honest, who gives a stuff? We can't get those players back right now. So who cares? Seriously. Why waste your question on something like that? It's just ridiculous, honestly. Some of the questions are real head scratchers, but yeah. Bristol City. Shall we quickly talk about that? Um let's have a look. Let's go into some, because even though the table doesn't really tell you anything, in all fairness, it shows that we're six, Bristol City are 11th, but in reality, they're only a point behind us. So there's nothing really to go on that. Have a look at their team. Okay, Max O'Leary, I've heard of him. Cool. Uh, Cal Naismith, heard of him. Rob Dickey, he's a pretty he's a centre back that can score from distance. I've seen him do it a few times, especially at QPR. And who was he at before in League One? Might have been Oxford United. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, he's a good aerial threat as well, Rob Dickey. So he's someone to look out for. Um, can't say I've ever Ross McCrory, I've heard of him, but yeah, man, let me come on. Andy King, veteran, Jason Knight, ex Derby, Matty James, ex Leicester. I mean, come on, man. Someone hey, let's get Archie Gray in here. Andreas Wyman, I think everyone remembers him from Villa, um the whole celebration like that. Harry Cornick, I think he was at Luton recently. I swear he scored against us when we went up that season. When there was no fans, Harry Cornick, that sounds familiar. I think he had a different hair color though. And of course, we all remember Naki Wells, don't we, people? But yeah, he's still alive and kicking, Darren, man. He's still going. He's still going. Um, but yeah, yeah, handball, Naki Wells, yeah, back in the QPR days. But look, people, you've seen what I've just scrolled across, okay? And yes, once again, it may be a tough game, but at home, if we are serious about promotion, I expect 3 points tomorrow. I absolutely expect 3 points tomorrow. So let's get into score predictions. Let's just get into it, people. I'm gonna go. Sounds like Jane Anthony may be doubtful, so we may have Dan James back in there, creator. Calm down, people. As crazy as this sounds, and as much as I've said about the inefficiency about the other night against QPR, I think it might be another tight 1-0 game, people. And I'll take it. But it all depends on what he does with that left back spot. I do not want to see Pascal there. Please, no. Please. What are we saying then? Nate feels like this is going to be a trap game. Got a feeling this is going to be a letdown game. Give me a score, Nate. Gavin saying 3-1. Diggler saying 3-1. Russ 3-0. Darren saying 3-0. Um, Mad Mick saying 2-1. Gary going for a 4-0. I would take that. T85, I'd take a 1-0. I would at this stage too. Nate. DJ Masterclass, 3-4 down, 7 missed hit passes, and 3 sky shots. Well, that's not true, Nate, because there would be an assist in there somewhere. You know what? He'd fall down into an assist. Give him his credit. Nigel D saying 2-1 to Leeds. Karen saying 2-1 Leeds. Nate going for a 0-0 draw. Okay. And Jack, this is a point as well. I think you could replay the same match preview every game. They're going to do the same thing everyone else does. 100%, I expect this team. You've just seen the personnel. The midfield is not mobile at all. It's going to be 2 banks again. It's going to be up to Leeds United to break them down. Absolutely 100% up to Leeds United to break them down. So, yeah, Chris, Wells will score a couple. I don't think Naki Wells is like that no more, Chris. I don't think this is like 15 Naki Wells, when he was actually a decent player. I don't think he's that guy no more. But look at that now. I'll probably just give it the kiss of death now. You know what I mean? Um, Diggler saying Piroe hat trick whilst playing as a 10. I'll take it, Diggler. Listen, I'm going with Daniel Farke. I may not fully agree, but you know, he's confident in what he knows. So this is what we're gonna have to go with. There's no point arguing against it. The only thing that I would hit back on is some people were saying about Joe Piroe's record about 22 goals. He's on course to do that. But I always say when you're buying from a team that's lesser than you, that you should either expect the same goal return or better. Because you know, you look at top clubs when they're buying players, they don't just want the potential or what they can do at that club. They expect them to be 100% better with better players around them and everything else like that. So I would expect Piroe to be on the same goals by the end of the season or more, regardless of the role he's playing in. And that's just my take on that. Um, Crypto Steve saying they just need someone with pace on the wing, and we're in trouble. Well, let's go. Let's go up, man. Let's go up. Who's got pace? Boy, I don't. The thing is, you know what the problem is, Chris and everyone else. I don't know some of these players. Okay, so the ones I haven't mentioned, some of them could have pace. I don't know, but I hear what you're saying, Crypto Steve. We are still susceptible at the back. That's why I'm hoping he keeps that centre back pairing of Strauch and Roden together. They work well. Roden is fit to go. That's great news. Slot someone else in that left back. I know the thing is though, I think it's quite clear by the way he doesn't trust Yelder. The amount of times, I mean, remember when he put on Cody Drame, who is not a left back at left back, and then had to sub him off again. I don't think he trusts Yoda after the first game against Cardiff. So, and he seems to have that about certain players as well. We saw the whole Sonny Perkins things. If it goes bad, and unless you're of an ilk like a Nonto, where he kept him out of the team and brought him back in, he might just say, you know what, man, stay there, stay there. Gavin, that's a good point. Everyone has, has pace versus him. Yeah. Nate there. If he moves Strout, we riot. Oh my days. Oh gosh. But yeah, listen, people. Bob's your uncle. I like this one. 3-1 leads. Ampadu finally scores. That's all Ampadu needs now. The consistency that he's shown so far has been ridiculous. Cap it off with a goal. That would be lovely before the international break. Darren, I keep seeing this. You're not the only one, Darren, who said this. And I'm interested to hear other people's opinion. Maybe Archie Gray can play fullback, but why? Like, why put him there? Has anyone ever seen Archie Gray play fullback before? And why move out one of your better midfielders, who is one of the more mobile midfielders, to put him at fullback? I just don't get it. I don't know why this suggestion keeps coming up. I'm open to hearing the reasons why, though. So let me know. Seriously, let me know. Diggler saying, I'm still traumatized after seeing Strike at left back last season. I hear you. I hear you. Mick, if Archie scores around the pitch, yeah, that would be great to see Archie Gray score, man. Just think about that. There'll be non-stop content if he scores. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there, people. Man, we've gone nearly half an hour on a Bristol City preview, man. Life's mad. Life's mad. And Jack just saying here, his talents would be wasted at fullback. That's the feeling I get. I just think why I don't know why it's always Archie Gray to go back and not Ampadu, who can actually play as a centre back, which could move somebody else about. It's always Archie Gray, but whoever it was, sorry, Darren. He's not the only one that has said that previously. It's very, very. I don't know. It's not something that I would do anyway. But listen, people, I'm going to end it there because I am absolutely struggling as well. I will be back tomorrow after the game when we could talk about the game, talk about the 3 points and how we've moved up the table. But until then, please hit a like, subscribe, and drop your score predictions and comments below. Peace out, people. See you tomorrow.